That's Tony Hancock in. Hancock's half-hour.
Could you put the bins out, Sid? It's Monday. Otherwise they'll drive right past, flinging their arms about and flipping fingers if they think they can get away with it. It's not my turn, and it's snowing. The bins don't put themselves out, you know, and if you don't, the council put you in their little black book, and you'll get a letter blaming you for all the rats. Stop moaning, for God's sake. You're like my mum. I would put them out, but I've got me best clothes on. Anyway, I like rats. What those? Your best clothes? You can kill two birds with one stone, Sid. Put your clothes in the bin while you're out there. Well, as you're so well dressed, you can greet our next customer, who, as it happens, is a bin man. Read that. I think I recognise him. Sort of funny looking. I better put the bins out. I wouldn't trust him to do it. All right.
Good evening. Are you the new Bill? The council said I had to come and see you, although I ain't done nothing. People don't like me. They pick on me. They say I don't empty the bins, but I do. I'm being bullied.
That's private police service to you, Sonny Jim. Don't worry, we like you. And we'll like you even better if you cough to this one.
You're not trying to get round me, are you? My mum doesn't like me hanging around with strange men like you.
Well, talking about strange boys, you were observed the other day kicking the head off a snowman. Top that. Go on, top it.
What of it? It's a free country, isn't it? Anyway, it was only dirty old snow. I was disposing of it. That's my job, disposing of things.
It may be a free country, mate, but you've gone and broken some kiddie's heart, haven't you? Anyway, it's a public order offence under the Semi-Permanent Frozen Monuments Act of 1979. It's the equivalent of pulling down a statue of Churchill.
Was Churchill a snowman then? No, you're making it up. It's not my fault. I thought it looked at me in a funny sort of way. I thought it winked at me.
Well, Mr. Toss, would you like to describe in your own words how you thought the snowman looked at you?
Well, sort of very cold and calculating. He had piercing black eyes, like lumps of coal that went right through me.
Yeah, that's because they were lumps of coal.
There you are then. It wasn't natural. I was doing them a favour. If Churchill looked at me like that, I'd do the same to him. They should have taken it indoors, shouldn't they?
There's no such thing as indoor snowmen. He has to be outside because he'd melt if he went indoors. Didn't they teach you physics at school, Toss?
I didn't go to school. I went straight on the bin. They kept picking on me at school. But I know about snowmen. They come alive and walk in the air. I'm walking in the air. I'm staring at the cold white snow. They made a film about it. That's why I'm frightened of them. I thought they lived in the fridge.
Top it off, Toss. You were witnessing using a kung fu kick on the snowman. So you're a kung fu expert, are you?
I am, as a matter of fact. I have to keep practising. It's my real job. I'm only a part-time bin man.
And what, may I ask, are you practising for?
The Winter Olympics, of course. It's going to be on next year.
Yes, very interesting, Toss. But what are you going to be doing?
The Winter Olympics. I just said. Are you hard of hearing?
If you're not careful, my son, you'll get a clip round the ear. Give him a clip, Sid. I will in a minute, but I'm going to put the bins out now.
What? Your rubbish bins? I hope you don't expect me to put them out. I'll empty them all over the path if you do.
Leave those bins in the hallway alone, mate.
No, they're not in the hallway. They've gone.
All right, Toss. What have you done with our bin?
I ain't done nothing. It wasn't me. You can check my pockets. I haven't got them.
Someone must have nicked them, and it must have been you. Who would steal bins? A bin man, that's who.
Oh, I don't know. Perhaps a snowman got them.
Why, you little... Sid, find out where the bins are. Right, Toss, what's going to be on the Winter Olympics that's any concern of yours?
There's no need to shout. You want to know why I attacked the snowman? When I was in training, it's called Zealand Gong Fu.
What's that when it's at home?
The literal translation is snowman kung fu, of course. It's a winter sport, that's why I was practicing. It's used against the Yeti in the Himalayas, the abominable snowman.
We'll have no more of this nonsense. There's no such thing as Zeren Kung Fu. You're making all this up to try and worm your way out of getting a fine.
Yes, there is. I'm British champion for the last 2 years.
Oh, no, you're not.
Oh, yes, I am.
Now, the bins have definitely disappeared, Hancock. Admit it. That was you, wasn't it, Mr. Toss?
No, it's me day off. I'm not going to nick your bins, am I? That's the last thing I'd nick. I've got plenty already. I've got a collection.
I've had enough of this load of old rubbish. I think the only way to resolve this one, Toss, is to get you up before the judge.
What am I going on? Strictly Come Dancing or something?
Are you a dancer, are you, Sonny? Doing a quick cha-cha with the bins when no one's looking. No, Sid, it's not dancing. This kid reckons he's a champion at Snowman Kung Fu. Ha ha ha. Snowman Kung Fu? Oh, that takes me back. I used to do that, Hancock. I might have known. Mr. Seen Everything, Done Everything, Sid James. You're supposed to be on my side. There's no such thing as Snowman Kung Fu, for God's sake. I can see our £800 fine melting away here, Sid. I swear on my mother's life I used to do it, Hancock. When I was younger, we were all at it around the streets of the East End. It's a working class thing. You wouldn't know anything about it.
Oh, I've never met anybody else who's done Snowman Kung Fu. Oh, that is a surprise.
You're making this up just to belittle me, aren't you, Sid? Make me look foolish in front of the customer. I'm not working class enough for you. I never have been. It's not my fault I'm middle class. It's an accident of birth. Although at times I've been made to feel like I'm wearing it round my neck, like a...
Snowman. I told you it was true. You're just a snowflake.
Right, that's it. We're off to see the judge. I think it's Judge Pecker this week. He'll sort you out, sunshine.
Call Wayne Kerr.
It's Toss, my lord.
Call Wayne Toss. Hello, my lord. So, Mr. Toss, you've been seen viciously assaulting a snowman, of all people, without good reason. Is that true? That's right, Your Honour. I was practising for the Winter Olympics. I need to keep my eye in so I can win a medal for my country. Well, I don't know. The things they think of. I was annoyed when they removed tiddlywinks from this Summer Olympics. What's the world coming to? Although I fail to understand how kicking snowmen is classified as a sport. What country do you hope to win medals for, Mr. Toss? Belgium, Your Honour. Why Belgium, for God's sake? It was the first thing that came into my head. So, you can win a medal for kicking the heads off snowmen, can you? Well, if it's that easy, I might give it a go myself. They can't fight back, can they? They can if you don't kick them in the right way, Your Honour. They can break your foot and then fix you with an icy stair before rolling on top of you. Well, maybe I'll give it a miss and try something a little less dangerous, like bullfighting. No, give it a go. I can give you some lessons. I do cheap ones. No, Mr. Toss, it's all right. I don't want any lessons. I've decided not to take it up after all. Go on, have some lessons. You'll find it relaxing. Sometimes I get so relaxed, I drop the bins all over the floor. No, thank you very much. I don't want any lessons. This is all fantasy, isn't it, Mr. Hancock? The question is whether Wayne here is clinically insane.
Well, I know it sounds rather far-fetched, Your Honour, but my colleague here, Sergeant James, assures me there is a sport that involves attacking snowmen. As bizarre, silly and rather adolescent as it seems to us, it's called Snowman Kung Fu, and it's in the Winter Olympics.
Good Lord, what will they think of next? Crown green snowball. What's that? That's the next thing in the Olympics, Your Honour. I'm quite good at that as well. I can give you some lessons if you're nice to me. No, thank you. However, I must admit, I used to throw a good snowball when I was a boy. However, all the other boys used to run away. I had a technique of putting stones inside the snowballs. That got them.
I hope you don't mind me saying, Your Honour, that sounds a tad dangerous. You weren't supposed to do that.
I never said I was. Anyways, what's a bloody eyeball or two and a few chipped teeth when you're young? Ooh, you're a bit of a lad, aren't you? Silence, Mr. Toss. So, coming back to the snowman, whose was it, Mr. Hancock?
Let me see. Sid, help me out here. Yeah, it was a Mr. Snowman's, Your Honour.
You mean to say that the man who built the snowman was a Mr. Snowman? I find that equally far-fetched. What was the name of the road and the house number that the snowman was at? It was number 106, Hawthorne Road, East Cheam. I've got a photographic memory. I know all the houses. It's a rather stupid man lives there. Number 106 Hawthorne Road. That's my son's house. How dare you attack my son's snowman, and he is not stupid.
I don't think it makes any difference, Your Honour, whose snowman it is. In the eyes of the law and all that.
Around here, ex-inspector, I am the eyes of the law, and I'm looking straight at you.
Yes, quite, Your Honour. Forgive me and all that, but would you mind not looking at me? Try looking at Mr. Toss instead. It's sending icy shivers down my spine.
Well, I'm afraid I am going to have to fine you, Mr. Hancock, for falsifying evidence. And Mr. Toss, for destroying my grandson's snowman, you bounder.
It was all sorted out in the end. I was fined 500 nigger for saying the snowman's owner was a Mr. Snowman, and Mr. Toss was fined £1,000 for damaging property. That's £500 profit. There is, however, such a thing as snowman kung fu, and I'm thinking of taking it up. I'm not as middle class as Sid thinks. Well, that's another extraordinary case solved for Hancock's Heroes.